Here we have a wonderful hero, guys. This is called Ursa. Ursa is one of the best early game carries, the most aggressive carries in the game. This hero wants to fight early and often. However, in the current patch, we're seeing a lot of people and a lot of the best Ursa players in the world, like Matsamba Man, Arteezy, etc., that are building arguably the least fighting-oriented item in the game, Battlefury, on this hero. Now, why is that? Why does this item suddenly seem like the best item to build on Ursa in every single game, or pretty much every single game? Previously, the build on Ursa was something like this. We were seeing a lot of like phase, maybe a drums, into immediate Abyssal Blade rush, and then you'd follow that up with something like an Aghanims, a BKB, Satanic, depending on what the game required. And usually in the mid game, you'd end up with something like this as your itemization. If you're lucky, maybe you get to the Satanic. But this is a very kind of early game oriented hero. You're trying to be fast, you're trying to catch people, you're trying to jump on them, burst them down with your overpower. So I think it's kind of interesting that we've seen this trend of, nope, no Abyssal Rush, no drums, sometimes the wand. We're not even seeing BKB that often anymore on this hero. And we're seeing this in treads most of the time. And after this, you'll sometimes see the Basher. Sometimes you'll see S and Y. Sometimes you'll see S and Y Satanic. Sometimes you will see Monkey King Bar if necessary. You'll see the Basher a lot because it is very good on this hero. But the interesting thing about building Battlefury is that we need to kind of consider what this hero does and what he does well. So at level 2, you can see that, drop this Battlefury. What is our mana regeneration? 0.9. 0.9 mana regeneration. This is a hero that is trying to spam his spells all the time. So if we even level up to level 10, let's say, 1.5 mana regeneration. We're going to have maxed out Earthshock. We're going to have this. This is probably what your build is going to look like at level 10. We might have a talent. But by Earthshocking constantly, using Overpower, look how quickly we're going to burn through our mana pool. Earthshock to catch somebody. Enraged doesn't have a mana cost, thankfully, but let's say even just for a fight, where we're chasing this guy, he's running away from us. We're going to Earthshock to close the gap. We're going to use Overpower, get the kill. Look at our mana pool. Now, what if there's another fight that happens shortly after this, or what if this fight goes on for a little bit longer? We use Earthshock again, we use Overpower, and now we have 0 mana. And sure, we could be tread switching to make this a bit more efficient, but most of the time, you're still going to run out of mana very, very quickly on this hero. So, how did this used to be solved? It used to be solved with a talent that he had at level 10, which was the mana regeneration talent. I think it was like 2.5 or even 3 when it was first started. It was nerfed all the way down to 2. And then they even changed it to go to level 15. So now you don't have mana regeneration. And that's a problem, because we also used to build drums on this hero, and we built drums specifically because the movement speed was nice. This helped you kind of get some early stats and chase potential, but drums also used to have a mana regeneration component. We also used to build Vlads on this hero, but this has become more and more of an offlane or support item, and it kind of seems like a waste of gold to build this on a carry. So no mana regeneration from Vlads. So where is our mana coming from? The answer is we don't have an option that makes any sense. We could build, we could buy a ton of clarities throughout the game, I suppose. Building a spirit vessel doesn't make any sense. That has mana regeneration, but we're not going to do that. We're not going to build an Aether Lens. We're not going to build a medallion most of the time, because again, like it's okay on the hero, but it just doesn't really fit into your build order, because this hero is a carry. You're trying to get to the point where you can take Roche, where you can fight constantly the enemy team. And to do that, you're going to need to build, carry items. You want to scale. So none of those items that we kind of pointed out scale this hero very well. So instead, what people are doing is they're building Battlefury, because this has a very, very nice 3.75 mana regeneration. Look at that. Suddenly we have 5.5 mana regen. Look how quickly our mana goes up. And now if we want to spam spells, it's okay, because by the time we use these spells, we've almost regained enough mana to use them again. And so we can take a fight that's a little bit more drawn out without having to worry about running out of mana as readily. And if we're just kind of casually farming, pushing out waves, we can do so without ending up with 0 mana if a fight does start out. Another thing that Battlefury does is it's been buffed to the point where it gives you plus 60 damage, which is kind of ridiculous. That gives Ursa, who has very low base damage normally, if we drop all of these items, do that. His base damage is not very high, but with Battlefury, you know, even level 11, 78 base damage, that's so low. That's one of the biggest things that Ursa's always struggled with, is taking towers. But with Battlefury, suddenly you're hitting pretty hard. 130 per shot, 140 per shot. That's not too bad. That helps you take towers. Feels reasonably good. And in addition to that, it helps us clear creep waves, which is nice. Another thing that Ursa's always struggled with. This hero has been notoriously bad against kind of like split pushing lineups because they just shove the waves in. You constantly have to go deal with the waves. Takes you forever because you have to overpower and right click each individual creep. When this next creep wave spawns, let's check it out. I mean, look how slow this is. Oh my god. Okay, I killed one creep. Cool. Now I need to wait. I'm gonna Ursa. Great. Okay, now I have to right click this creep, and then that creep, and then this creep. It took me like 10 seconds to clear one creep wave. Whereas with Battlefury, one overpower will clear creep wave. So that feels pretty nice as well. And that's really important because if you shove the wave, then you can go fight. Wave shove, very, very important to have on your cores because it helps you get farm. And look at that, the creep wave is done. Now there's a fight happening over here. I can go run to it, and I still have mana to do so because of the Battlefury as well. So Battlefury solves basically all the issues that Ursa suffered from. The lane stage, you know, you're just playing Ursa, so you're trying to bully in the lane, trying to keep them off the creep wave, pressure the carry that you're playing against or whatever hero you're playing against. So here we are 10 minutes into the game. You know, he hasn't really been involved in very many kills. He's got the Perseverance, which is also very nice against these high pressure heroes. Taking a lot of damage from heroes like Bane or Phoenix or Bristleback in the laning stage. The Perseverance is going to help you sustain through that, which is really nice. You know, this is pretty standard so far if you're an Ursa player. You win your lane, you rotate to get a little bit more farm. Even now, if you were going for just something kind of standard like a Basher, or the previous standard like a Basher, you'd still kind of be in this spot. And you're still going to look to potentially fight with your team if it looks like it's necessary or if it looks like it's a good fight, because you are Ursa. Remember, you are Ursa, you're not anti-mage. You know, they're kind of getting run over by this very early game tempo lineup. And so it's really important to understand that you need to participate. Like, if you just try and AFK while your team is already being run over, you are going to get run over. You're not going to have a chance to do anything. You're going to lose all of your towers. You're going to lose all of your farming space. Battlefury acquired. Nice. You know what? You're an Ursa. Doesn't matter whether you went Basher, Vlad's, whatever. You can still take Roche. So they're going to take Roche here. And that is going to further enable Ursa to fight, even though he built a Battlefury. He can still fight thanks to this Aegis, thanks to the fact that he's an Ursa. So here we are. We've got an Aegis. We've got a Battlefury. We're going for Sanjin Yasha next, I believe. I think he goes Sanjin Yasha this game. And this has kind of just become the standard Ursa build, is that you go for the treads early on because it's just probably the best boot for melee heroes at this point since phase boots has been nerfed so much. The tread switching is nice for your mana regeneration. The attack speed is nice for Ursa, who has pretty slow attack speed otherwise without overpower or the power treads. And then you go for Battlefury, and then you're going to go for S and Y and head into Satanic pretty soon after that. Status resistance build seems to be the best on this hero just because you already have like something that's kind of BKB-esque. You've got the disable, you've got the damage reduction, status resistance as well. And so if you have, you know, Enrage plus an S and Y plus a Satanic, you essentially can't be stunned anyway. So here we are. We're happy to take this fight, even though we have a Battlefury. If we're an anti-mage and this is our inventory, we are not fighting here. But thankfully, we are an Ursa. We've got 15 armor. We got 1,400 health. And we are absolutely ready to go ham. So, easy kills. We can even clear through these summons pretty well. Help keep our teammates alive, even though Lycan's running at them. We can even fight into Phoenix. We can fight into Bristleback. We can kill the egg. And just keep in mind that, you know, most Battlefield here is Phantom Assassin, Anti-Mage. Who else builds Battlefury? Terrorblade? No, I'm just kidding. No other hero that builds a Battlefury is fighting right now, except for Ursa. So, I think that's probably gotten the point across, is like, build Battlefury, because it solves all of Ursa's problems, but you're still playing Ursa, so don't just AFK farm with it.